Yo bro, welcome back to my stream. Yeah, now that is a great weapon. Maroon's Razor. His have a small chance to instantly kill. Piotr End described me that the chance of instantly killing anyone is not just some undefined chance, but 2% to be exact. Right, this quest is over. Got lots more. Forbidden Legend. Let's see. Wait, what? Here we need to reforge the amulet. Here we must gain its fragment. Also here. Yeah, we need to explore this area. It's quite vast. This area. I don't know how vast it is. And these mountain peaks. Plus this area. It's quite vast. I know this valley is big, but this one is even bigger. So, all in all, we have plenty of space to cover, to explore. Magic, illusion, 81, alright. Right, what other quests do we have? The Silver Hand, the House of Horrors, and the Priest of Boethia. Let's see. A Druadah Redoubt. Fine then. Ebony Warrior. Now that is an interesting quest. A warrior in Ebony Mail approached me in Whiterun. He has challenged me to fight him at his last vigil, wherever that is. Find a way to release Thorold from Thalmor custody. Quite far, actually. Right, what else do we have? Boethia's Calling. Find the Shrine of Boethia. Oh, come on. It's over here. Noble Goal. This is the main quest line. Forsworn Conspiracy. Go to the Shrine of Talos. I've received a note from a man named Eltris in Markarth. He wants me to meet him at the Shrine of Talos, presumably to talk about the recent murder in Markarth Marketplace. Ill-met by moonlight. There are stories in Falkreath of a strange vagrant who savagely killed a little girl. The break of dawn, I found a strange gem. An otherworldly voice is commanding me to bring it to Mount Kilcreath. It's not that far. It's near the Solitude. Daedra's best friend. Retrieve the rueful axe with Barbess. Tornguard. Visit the College of Winterhold. Well, the quest can easily be done, since it's only visit something. Right, let's go to our manor. We need to unload a bit. Oh, come on.
I fear you won't leave here alive. Ah, I think you're bleeding.
Death awaits you.
No, you. Nice shot. Right, what else do we have? Glass greatsword with a blaze. Burns the target for 37 points. Now that is a sword.
I cannot best you.
You cannot. Nobody can. Even the freaking vampires. Speaking of which, let's see what are active. Alright, we have a grog joint. That can only mean one thing, we need to heal ourselves, I mean cure disease. Go. I think we've just have chosen the quickest spot to fall down. Sorry's house. Free stuff for the taking.
True sons and daughters of Skyrim. Tell them to head to Windhelm. Hope the Stormcloak wants to see them. Fight or die well.
Shit up and start trading with me. Damn it.
Tearing everything apart and not do something. Legion's always looking for stormcloaks. You think you've got what it takes? Where you belong?
They don't believe something. Well, that was a quick trade.
Citizen.
I wonder who closed the door. That wasn't me. Actually, we need to sell this Staff of Banishing. Don't need it. I think we need to keep this one with us always. Who knows when we will need some real stealth. Well, we got some books. Warrior by Revan. This is the third book in a 4-book series. If you have not read the first 2 books, Beggar and Thief, you will be well advised to do so. Well, we did read them, Beggar and Thief. Soyabud Errol did not know much of his past, nor did he care to. As a child, he had lived in Errolgard, but the kingdom was very poor and taxes were, as a result, very high. He was too young to manage his abundant inheritance, but his servants, fearing that their master would be ruined, moved him to Gillenheim. No one knew why that location was picked. Some old maid, long dead now, had thought it was a good place to raise a child. No one else had a better idea. There may have been children with a more pampered, more spoiled existence than young Siobad, but that is doubtful. As he grew, he understood that he was rich, but he had nothing else. No family, no social position, no security at all. Loyalty, he found out on more than one occasion, can truly be bought. Knowing that he had but one asset, a vast fortune, he was determined to protect it, and if possible, increase it. Some otherwise perfectly nice people are greedy, but Siobad was that rare accident of nature or breeding who has no other interest but acquiring and hoarding gold. He was willing to do anything to increase his fortune. Most recently, he had begun secretly hiring mercenaries to attack desirable properties and then buying them when no one wanted to live there anymore. The attacks would then, of course, cease, and Siobad would have profitable land which he had purchased for his son. He had begun small with a few farms, but recently he had begun a more ambitious campaign. In north-central Skyrim, there is an area called the Ahalto, which is of unique geographical interest. It is a dormant volcanic alley surrounded on all sides by glaciers, so the earth is hot from the volcano, but the constant water drizzle and air is frigid. A grape called Jazbay grows there comfortably, and everywhere else in Tamriel it withers and dies. A strange vineyard is privately owned, and the wine produced from it is thus rare and extremely expensive. It is said that the Emperor needs the permission of the Imperial Council to have a glass of it once a year. In order to harass the owner of the Ahalto into selling his land cheap, Siobad had to hire more than a few mercenaries. He had to hire the finest private army in Skyrim. Siobad did not like spending money, but he had agreed to pay the general of the army, a woman called Lysifitra, a gem the size of an apple. He had not given it to her yet, Payment was to be delivered on the success of the mission, but he had trouble sleeping knowing that he was going to give up such a prize. He always slept during the day so he could watch his storehouse by night, when he knew thieves were about. That brings us up to this moment when, after a fitful sleep, Siobhan woke up at about noon and surprised a thief in his bedroom. The thief was Aslav. Aslav had been contemplating a leap from the window 100 feet down into the branches of a tree beyond the walls of the fortified palace, and a tumble into a stack of hay. Anyone who has ever attempted such a feat will testify that it takes some concentration and nerve to do such a thing. When he saw that the rich man sleeping in the room he had awakened, both left him and Aslav slept behind a tall ornamental shield on display to wait for Siobhan to go back to sleep. Siobhan did not go back to sleep. He had heard nothing, but could feel someone in the room with him. He stood up and began pacing the room. Siobhan paced and gradually decided that he was imagining things. No one was there. His fortune was safe and secure. He was returning to his bed when he heard a clunk. Turning around, he saw the gem, the one he was to give to Lacifitra on the floor by the Atmoran cavalry shield. A hand reached out from behind the shield and grabbed it up. "Thief!" Siobhan cried out, grabbing a jeweled Akaviri katana from the wall and lunging it at the shield. The fight between Aslav and Siobhan will not go down in the annals of great duels. Siobhan did not know how to use the sword, and Aslav was no expert at blocking with a shield. It was clumsy, it was awkward. Siobhan was furious, but was psychologically incapable of using the sword in any way that could damage its fine filigree, reducing its market value. Aslav kept moving, dragging the shield with him, trying to keep it between him and the blade, which is, after all, the most essential part of any block. Siobhan screamed in frustration as he struck at the shield, bumping its way across the room. He even tried negotiating with the thief, explaining that the gem was promised to a great warrior named Lacifitra, and if he would give it back, Siobhan would happily give him something else in return. Aslav was not a genius, but he did not believe that. By the time Siobhan's guards came to the bedroom in response to their master's calls, he had succeeded in backing the shield into a window. They fell on the shield, having considerable more expertise with their swords than Siobhan did, but they discovered that there was no one behind it. Aslav had leapt out the window and escaped. As he ran heavily throughout the streets of Jelenheim, making jingling noises from the gold coins in his pockets and feeling the huge gem chafe where he had hidden it, Aslav did not know where he should go next. He knew only that he could never go back to the town, and he must avoid this warrior named Lacifitra, who had claims on the jewels. Aslav Errol's story is continued in the book King. Oh, we've got that one. Yeah, let's continue that, but I need a few minutes pause, because I need to have a glass of water. Alright, I'm back. Let's read The King then, by Revan. Gentle reader, you will not understand a word of what follows unless you have read and committed to memory the first 3 volumes in this series, Beggar, Thief and Warrior, which leads up to this, the conclusion. I encourage you to seek them out at your favorite bookseller. We last left Eslav Errol fleeing for his life, which was a common enough occurrence for him. He had stolen a lot of gold and one particularly large gem from a rich man in Jelenheim named Siobad. The thief fled north, spending the gold wildly as thieves generally do, for all sorts of illicit pleasures which would no doubt disturb the gentleman or lady regentess, so I will not go into details. The one thing he held onto was the gem. He didn't keep it because of any particular attachment, but because he did not know anyone rich enough to buy it from him. And so he found himself in the ironic situation of being penniless and having in his possession a gem worth millions. Will you give me a room, some bread and a flagon of beer in exchange for this? He asked a tavern keeper in the little village of Cravenswold, which was so far north it was half situated on the Sea of Ghosts. The tavern keep looked at it suspiciously. It's just a crystal, said Eslav quickly, but isn't it pretty? Let me see that, said a young armor-clad woman at the end of the bar. Without waiting permission, she picked up the gem, studied it, and smiled not very sweetly at Eslav. Would you join me at my table? I'm actually in a bit of a hurry, replied Eslav, holding out his hand for the stone. Another time? Out of respect for my friend, the tavern keep here, my men and I leave our weapons behind when we come in here, the woman said casually, not handing the gem back, but picking up a broom that was sitting against the bar. I can assure you, however, that I can use this quite effectively as a blunt instrument. Not a weapon, of course, but an instrument to stun, medicinally crush a bone or two, and then once it is on the inside... Which table? Asked Eslav quickly. The young woman led him to a large table in the back of the tavern where 10 of the biggest Nord brutes Eslav had ever seen were sitting. They looked at him with polite disinterest, as if he were a strange insect worth briefly studying before crushing. My name is Lacifitra, she said, and Eslav blinked. That was the name Siobad had uttered before Eslav had made his escape, and these are my lieutenants. I am the commander of a very large independent army of noble knights, the very best in Skyrim. Most recently we were given a job to attack a vineyard in the Alto Force, to force its owner, a man named Lerno, to sell to our employer, a man named Siobad. You, Piotr, and our payment was to be a gem of surpassing size and quality, quite famous and unmistakable. We did as we were asked, and when we went to Siobad to collect our fee, he told us he was unable to pay due to a recent burglary. In the end, though, he saw things our way and paid us an amount of gold almost equal to the worth of the prized jewel. It did not empty out his treasure entirely, but it meant he was unable to buy the land in the Alto after all, so we were not paid enough. Siobad has taken a heavy financial blow, and Lerno's prize crop of Jezbay has been temporarily destroyed for naught. Lacifitra took a long, slow drink of her mead before continuing. Now I wonder, could you tell me, how came you in the possession of the gem we were promised? Eslav did not answer at once. Instead he took a piece of bread from the plate of the savage bearded barbarian on his left and ate it. I'm sorry, he said, his mouth full. May I? Of course, I couldn't stop you from taking the gem even if I wanted to, and as a matter of fact I didn't mind at all. It's also useless to deny how it came into my possession. I stole it from your employer. I certainly didn't mean you or your noble knights any harm by it, but I can understand why the word of a thief is not suitable for one such as yourself. No, replied Lacifitra, frowning, but her eyes showing amusement. Not suitable at all. But before you kill me, Eslav said, grabbing another piece of bread, tell me, how suitable is it for noble knights such as yourself to be paid twice for one job? I have no honor myself, but I would have thought that since Theobald took profit loss to pay you, and now you have the gem, your handsome profit is not entirely honorable. Lysithra picked up the broom and looked at Eslav. Then she laughed. What is your name, thief? Eslav, said the thief. We'll take the gem as it was promised to us, but you are right, we should not be paid twice for the same job. So, said the warrior woman, putting down the broomstick, you are our new employer. What would you have your own army do for you? Many people could find quite a few good uses for their own army, but Eslav was not among them. He searched his brain, and finally it was decided that it was a debt to be paid later. For all her brutality, Lysithra was a simple woman raised here, learned by the very army she commanded. Fighting and honor were the only things she knew. When Eslav left Cravenswold, he had an army at his back and call, and not a coin to his name, but he knew he would have to steal something soon. As he wandered the woods, scrounging for food, he was beset with a strange feeling of familiarity. These were the very woods he had been in as a child, also starving, also scrounging. When he came out on the road, he found that he had come back on the kingdom where he had been raised by the dear stupid shy maid Drusba. He was in Errolgard. It had fallen even deeper into despair since his youth. The shops that had refused him for food were boarded up, abandoned. The only people left were hollow, hopeless figures, so ravaged by taxation, despotism, and barbaric raids that they were too weak to flee. Eslav realized how lucky he was to have gotten out of in his youth. There was, however, a castle and a king. Eslav immediately made plans to raid the treasury. As usual, he watched the place carefully, taking note of the security and the habits of the guards. This took some time. In the end, he realized there was no security and no guards. He walked in the front door and down the empty corridors to the treasury. It was full of precisely nothing except one man. He was Eslav's age, but looked much older. "There's nothing to steal," he said. With that, there was. King Enob, though prematurely aged, had the same white blonde hair and blue eyes like broken glass that Eslav had. In fact, he resembled Theobald and Lysithra as well. And though Eslav had never met the ruined landlord of the Alto, Lerno, he looked at him too. Not surprisingly, since they were quintuplets. "So, you have nothing?" asked Eslav gently. "Nothing except my poor kingdom, curse it," the king grumbled. "Before I came to the throne it was powerful and rich, but I inherited none of that, only the title. For my entire life I've had responsibility thrust on my shoulders, but never had the means to handle it properly. I look over the desolation which is my birthright, and I hate it. If it were possible to steal a kingdom, I would not lift a finger to stop you." It turned out, quite possible to steal a kingdom. Eslav became known as Enob, a deception easily done given their physical similarities. The real Enob, taking the name of Elekilnu, happily left his domain, becoming eventually a simple worker in the vineyards of the Alto. For the first time, free of responsibility, he fell into his new life with gusto, the years melting off him. The new Enob called in his favor with Lysithra, using her army to restore peace to the kingdom of Errolgard. Now that it was safe, business and commerce began to return to the land, and Eslav reduced the tyrannical taxes to encourage it to grow. Upon hearing that Theobald, ever nervous about losing his money, elected to return to the land of his birth, when he died years later, out of greed, he had refused to name someone an heir, so the kingdom received its entire fortune. Eslav used part of the gold to buy the vineyards of the Alto, after hearing great things of it from Enob. And so it was that Errolgard was returned to its previous prosperity by the filth-born child of King Iploaf, Eslav Errol, beggar, thief, warrior of swords, and king. Alright, this was interesting. We even read 2 books instead of just one. Now then. Wait. Alright, let's go. There should be a bookshelf somewhere. No bookshelf, oh well. Can't sell that one. Resist fire. Can't sell that one also. Nor that. So guys, how are you? I really hope that you have a wonderful evening.
So long since I
wait to kill another Imperial. Here's what
Yeah,
I
they're
can
just over
spare.
there. Beyond this hill. Perfect. Wait, what? There are more than one? That's strange.
Never know when those Stormcloak dogs might charge. Here's what I can spare.
And too many of them.
Stay sharp.
Carlos strike. Here's what I can spare.
Right. We're still loaded, but instead of going back, let's see if we can go further in some different locations. Wait. Serpent Bluffs readout. Oh. Can return with shipments. Right, let's go. Not such a bad task, actually. You piece of shit. Wait. Oh yeah, we're about to level up. Let's Magicka's turn. th anniversary of me upgrading the skills. I got something you might not like. Come here. No soldier large enough. Let's go around this rock. Small soul traps, more. Which is described as an enemy. It is not. Well, that was an enemy. Sure enough. I couldn't save the elf. Well, that's too bad. It's got gold on it. Now that is actually a surprise. How about fireball? Yeah, that's fun. Sounds fun. please? Got it. Chest full of gold. Nice. Just like as in the book of hypothetical treasure. I mean, hypothetical treason or treachery. Treachery, I think. Damn, I really want to sleep. Warwick's dead.
Go
Ooh.
cast your fancy magic someplace else. No offense, but you're not looking so good. You feeling ill?
Damn it. He's right. I forgot to cure it.
I only take real point. Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry.
Right, let's move forward.
See ya.
Oh, come on.
still can.
No, you.
Enough!
He attacked me from behind. I think he'll use this chance again. Well, if I just give it to him. Forsworn note. The matriarch grows wary of your hesitation. Our people control the entire eastern slope of the Reach, all save Sungard. Take it, and the invaders will be cut off from all retreat. But we must move now, while its defenses are still weak. Some of the tribes, do what you must, but if you do not act, she shall find someone who will. Gold. Let me just take it. Oh yeah.
I'll try and make this quick. Enough! We are routed! Fall back!
I like it how this Alto wine actually has history, and one Hubad tried to take it by making it cheaper. What was that? What we're doing here? Oh yeah, we're rescuing the supplies of Lisbeth. This guy is still guarding something. I'm gonna give some shit about it. Right, I think it's a high grade. Nice shot. Frostbite. Well, was that some kind of button? What else do we have here? Nothing. I think I made a mistake. It's almost overloaded. Might become a problem. There should be some lever to open it up. This Dibella statue. There should be a way to open it. Some lever or chain. Alright, let's get out of here since we're done. my ass. Old Rolden Inn.
Hundreds of years of history, friend. Old Hroldan is the stone that the Empire's history is built on. That's right. In the Second Era, Tiber Septim himself led the army that conquered Old Hroldan from the barbarians of the Reach. Septim would later found the empire that united Tamriel, but his first known battle and victory was right here. And this inn has the very bed the great general slept in on his first night as Old Hroldan's liberator, as good as it was hundreds of years ago. Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry.
Oh yeah. I'll take it.
See ya.
You're out. No problem.
Right, I'm grateful that I was able to unload even a bit. Well, this is supposed to be a random encounter, but I think it's some kind of adventure for me. Small adventure, of course. Now, who might you be? Well, let's give him a chance.
For the glory of the Empire! That's your best? For the glory of the Empire! We are... Time to finish this!
Well, everyone's dead. Everyone's dead. What's that? Even the strength potion can save the day. All the items I have are too expensive.
That.
We're doing that for the exploitation of the game mechanic. What are you doing that for?
Come on in. The Silverblood Inn has plenty of strong drink and food. You look a bit peaked. You sure you shouldn't be home in bed? Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry.
At least they really remind me of using the cure disease potions.
What was that you said, venomous wife of mine?
Nothing, you pig-headed oaf.
This is the Silver Blood Inn. I'll let you take it.
Well, we've got how much? Probably 2 traders. Wait, what the hell am I doing? God damn it. And then you'll kill the armor of the noble knight. Should go for trade. Let's say to Calcimo. Ah, crap. I'm so sleepy right now.
Heard about you. Hey, watch it.
I just recall something. I think we should need... I think we should use the cure disease potion. Let's cure it from rock joints.
Your shield.
I don't have anything like it, right? Alright, there's yet another way.
Spells and incantations for those with the talent to cast them.
Of the Warhammer of Devouring. The Jarl's personal blacksmith. So I wonder where he is. Probably here. Not sure though.
I'm the Jarl's Take a look.
Well, he has some money. Couldn't afford that one.
Until next
Thanks,
time.
Moth.
Don't bother with Tacitus. Useless.
Alright, thank you everyone for watching. Hope that you enjoyed it. I wish you good night and sweet dreams, since I'm almost seeing sweet dreams already. During my playthrough of this game. So that concludes our stream for tonight. I wish you good night and until next time. See you soon. Bye.